bin's wieder, Sunai Haram, hier mit meinem Let's Play von Ace Attorney Investigations, Prosecutor's Path und... Nein, ich komme immer noch nicht drauf klar. Ihre Haare sind explodiert! Nein! Auf jeden Fall haben wir jetzt herausgefunden, warum der Autopsiebericht nicht gestimmt hat. Nämlich, weil die liebe Karen Jensen darum gefuscht hat. Die Enkelin von der Ärztin. Und sie ist eine Komplizin des Mörders. Well. As I thought, it appears you really were the accomplice. Miss Jensen. Why? Miss Jensen. Would you please tell us? Yes. It's okay, Granny. I'm fine now. I switched places with the victim, Miss Crane. So you admit to being the conductor's accomplice? Yes, I helped out the conductor. I don't really know why, but for some reason, the conductor was expecting to be attacked by Miss Crane. The conductor expected an attack from the victim. They were so sure it was going to happen that they had come up with a plan to counter it. A way to beat the victim at her own game, and that's when I was called in. I was told to wait in the storeroom before the auction began. What there? You ain't fooling my eyes! If you were waiting in the storeroom, I reckon I would bumped into you. After all, I'd been up in that storeroom the entire auction. I'm telling the truth. I wonder about that, you know. Can we really believe a girl who would falsify a report? Huh. There should have been many places to hide in that storeroom. Then by all means, tell me, where did our little nurse hide? The place in the storeroom where Miss Jensen hid was... lass doch mal gucken. Was haben wir denn alles? Masken. Ah, sie war hier in dieser Kiste. She hid inside this costume trunk. A costume trunk, eh? Ah, now that you mention it, that box was already there before I snuck in. I figured it would hide in there myself, but it was wrapped up nice and tight with a chain. And it was locked too, so I had to give it up. I suspect that when you sneaked into the room, Miss Jensen was already inside the trunk. Yes, it would have been bad if one of the guests from the auction had opened the lid. After instructing me to hide inside, the conductor wrapped the chain around the costume trunk. I think they were downstairs using the lift shortly thereafter. It was right before the auction. So then, when the auction began, only you and Miss Hart were in the storeroom. Yes, that should be right. The auction had been going on as usual, but when a certain participant made the winning bids, the conductor committed the crime. Miss Hart must have heard the altercation that appeared then. You betcha! I was trapping behind that there statue the whole time though. Following the altercation, Jill Crane was murdered. After killing Jill Crane, the conductor carried her body to the costume trunk. And Miss Jensen, who had been hiding in the trunk, was made to take Miss Crane's place. The victim's body was placed inside the costume trunk. The conductor then took Miss Jensen, who had been made to look like Jill Crane, and returned to the auction hall as if nothing had happened. Was it truthfully what happened in the storeroom during the incident? Yes, that's right. Pulling the old switcheroo with one of the auction guests, ain't that impossible? That girl and the murder victim are two completely different people, you know? Don't you reckon one of the other participants would notice and cause the ruckus? No, not at all. The reason they didn't notice the switch was because... Ja, sie hat einfach mal die Kleidung des Opfers geklaut. So einfach kann das gehen. From what I can tell, Miss Jensen and the victim appear to have a similar physique. Furthermore, there are rules requiring a mask to be worn during the auction. If their clothes were the same, I doubt anyone would notice she was a different person. Yes, I blended right in. I borrowed Miss Crane's clothes and ouch! You mustn't embarrass the dead like that. I know. I always thought it was pretty heartless to leave her exposed like that. So when the conductor wasn't looking, I covered her up in the raincoat that was up for auction. So she was the one who put the raincoat on the victim. And then the auction resumed as if nothing had happened. I reckon I took the picture of her in the red coat after that. That make all the facts line up. After I took the photo, I went over to the lift to sneak a peek down below. I witnessed the 11 participants and then I hightailed it back behind the statue. Don't tell me, you were hiding there the entire time until we found you. Nah, that's... how should I put it? What is it? Did something happen? I didn't mention it before, but after that I might dozed off a little. To be more precise, I fainted? Well, something like that. Something did happen? It ain't no big deal. Kinda embarrassing to say though. There was this huge thump sound of all sudden. I was a little surprised by that. It was right after I just witnessed a murder, so I was shaking in my boots. My heart sounded tightened up and I was off to la and... When I woke up, it was already the next day, around the time you came by the storeroom. I see, so there was a large sound. Miss Hart, I take it you don't know. You do not know what transpired in the storeroom beyond this point. I guess, but after the auction, all the masks were properly returned. So I reckon the participants had exited through the storeroom, just like I done said. Miss Jensen, what were your actions after the auction resumed? I took the victim's case and participated in the auction. The conductor instructed me to win the bid for the costume trunk, because the body was inside it. It would have been better if another auction guest won the bid for it. You didn't realize the box was empty? No, we only found out when I came up to the storeroom to pay the bill. The conductor was with me and told me to go search for her immediately. And then I found another girl collapsed in front of the ladder. Kay. Yes, she probably fell down from the roof and lost consciousness. Maybe the victim left the hatch open when she went up to the rooftop. I understand now. Kay was surprised at seeing the collapsed victim and did not notice the open hatch. She must have missed her footing and fell down into the storeroom. Miss Hart, I have determined the sound that made you faint. It was likely the sound of Kay falling onto the storeroom floor. That might have been it. Though I reckon it'd be kinda pathetic to faint over something like that. When Miss Jensen found the unconscious Kay, Miss Hart was also unconscious behind the statue. The situation is becoming clearer to me. Miss Jensen, please continue your story. After I found Kay and the victim, I put them both in the trunk. If the customers and the auction found out, there would have been a huge commotion. Was this an order from the conductor as well? Yes, it was. But since I secretly decided to put the raincoat on Miss Crane, I had to dispose of the raincoat without the conductor noticing. So the conductor didn't anticipate the raincoat becoming another piece of evidence. And finally, we dressed Miss Crane in the spare conductor's outfit. I see. In doing so, you made the victim appear as if she was the conductor. In the end, the auction ended without anyone noticing anything. Miss Jensen, your crimes have become clear. If you know anything else, please hold nothing back. I want to help you more, but that is all I know. If I had to say, there's just one thing that bothers me. When I took Miss Crane's place, I borrowed her clothes. But there was no way for me to borrow her hair. Ouch! What kind of coroner's assistant goes around stealing a corpse's hair? I wouldn't think that robbing the deceased of their clothes would be questionable enough. Both the color and the length of our hair is different, so I was worried about how to disguise it. However, the conductor even had a wig prepared for me. In fact, he had two of them. Inside the costume trunk, there was both a straight wig and a wavy wig. 2 wigs? Why were there 2? Who knows? Maybe it was a precaution, in case the victim had changed her hairstyle? I ended up using the straight wig to match Miss Crane's hair. So that means the wavy wig was left unused. Ach, so ist das. Ja, damit ist die Illusion komplett. Is that really all you know? Yes. Yep, that's really all I know. So that means you don't know who the conductor is. I'm sorry, I only knew that person as the auction conductor. I never saw that person without a mask on. The conductor seemed to be on guard towards everybody. At this rate. Edgeworth, is that all you've got? Even if that little nurse is accomplice, it changes absolutely nothing, you know? In the end, the true culprit is still Kay Faraday. All you did was add another criminal, you know? The rule of law cannot be overturned. At least not for your sake. Is this as far as I go? Am I unable to save Kay? Und genau dann kommt wieder Franziska to the rescue. Yay! Franziska, why are you here? Didn't I tell you, Miles Edgeworth? Wherever there's a case, I will follow. Prosecutor von Karma, your hard work is most appreciated. However, don't get the wrong idea. I only came here to find out the truth behind what happened to Kay Faraday. I don't plan on forgiving you for abandoning the prosecutor's path. I understand. You should thank your former subordinate. He gave me some valuable information which made safe Kay Faraday. Detective Gumshoe did. Listen well, Miles Edgeworth. This will be the final piece of evidence. Jill Crane suffered the wound on her head first. Als ob ich das nicht schon vorher herausgefunden habe. Da kommst du leider ein bisschen zu spät. Awkward! Well, someone say something! Well, I hate to say it, but we already proved that. Already proved? Yes, well, just a few minutes. Ow! You should have told me sooner! You're the one who walked in here and started talking. Well then, does that mean you found out what the murder weapon was already? No, not yet. Is that so? In that case, listen well. The victim was struck on the head with a blunt, cylindrical object. The wound on her chest was suffered post-mortem. A cylindrical murder weapon.
Objection.
You know, this report of yours, I trust it's accurate of yours.
These were the results of 2 independent autopsies, carried out by 2 respected doctors.
Objection.
That's reassuring, but it's too bad. You have no right to investigate.
Interpol is after the black market auction, and I am the prosecutor in charge of the investigation. The victim participated in the auction. Therefore, it is only natural for me to investigate. Especially now that she's been murdered.
I see. Clever girl, little von Karma.
Then it has been settled. The victim died from blunt force trauma to the head.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately, the murder weapon has yet to be found. Just knowing the shape of the murder weapon gives me an idea as to what it might be.
Hey! In my investigation, we didn't find any other murder weapon, you know? If you consider the conductor's possession and the crime scene, the answer should be clear. The blunt cylindrical object used in the auction hall was...
Es war dieser Auktionshammer.
It was something the conductor had in their hand during the auction. Namely, an auction gable.
An auction gable? We didn't find anything like that!
If the culprit is the conductor, it is possible that the gable may be their murder weapon. However, that alone is not reason enough, wouldn't you agree? Of course I have proof to back it up. This piece of evidence proves that the murder weapon is the auction gable. Moment, welch habe ich's? Hier! Nachdem der Mord passiert ist, stimmte mit dem Hammer irgendwas nicht mehr. Es hat nicht mehr so schön Klong gemacht. According to Miss Hart's testimony, after the victim had been murdered, it seems she suddenly stopped hearing the sound of the gable during the auction. However, she had been able to hear it up until then. Why was that, you ask? It was because it had been used as the murder weapon and was covered in the victim's blood. It became necessary to dispose of it. Isn't that right? Blaze the best!
I'll have a search for the murder weapon performed immediately.
Well, good luck with that, you know. You've gotta work as hard as you can while you're young, you see.
He's completely confident that we won't find it. Well then, while the search for the murder weapon continues, I hereby call for a brief recess.
Wie nett von dir. Interessant, dass ausgerechnet Courtney jedes Mal ankündigt, so, wir machen jetzt Pause, hier hast du Save Points. Das ist irgendwie witzig. Da bewegen sich die Köpfe und denken sich nur so. Und Blaze sitzt da einfach nur hier. Ich bin König, ich hab gekniffelt.
6. April, 9:18 Uhr, Grand Tower PRC Meeting Room. Order in the court. Prosecutor von Karma, your report, please. I have bad news. We've searched every inch of the Grand Tower, but the auction gable was nowhere to be found. That is most unfortunate. It seems I'm left with no choice but to pronounce a verdict.
Well, it sure seems that way, you know. Normally, you wouldn't commit a blunder like leaving behind the murder weapon, you know? The best criminals would never do something like that, you see? Ugh, I don't have enough information. Is this as far as I can go? Yes, it's a shame, you know. But it can't be helped, you see? This takes me back, you know. All those defendants who came to me asking for a plea for gain. They trusted me, you know. Told me every one of their dirty little secrets, you see. And when it came time for the trial, I'd get them sentenced to life in prison. They were all completely dumbstruck, you know. Each and every one of them. Oh, how I wish you all could have seen it, you know? The stupid look on their faces. I shall hereby announce my verdict. Please humbly accept the words of the law. There's nothing more I can do. With this, both Kay and I were...
If only we had some evidence!
I never thought it would be passing judgment on you like this. Is this the end? Defendant, Blaze the Best. I hereby indict you.
What? What?
Oh, what's gotten into you all of a sudden? I have here documents regarding a certain case. The IS-7 incident, a case that happened 18 years ago. Documents, you say? Why would you suddenly... Wait, you don't mean... On the day of the crime, the record of your keycard being used was because... I came to this room to fetch these documents, of course. Although, when I entered the meeting room, it seems it was before the black market auction had begun. At first I told you that I came to gather documents about you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. At that time, I simply could not tell you the truth. Okay? What are you doing, Justine? Why are you indicting Pops? Without any basis, this is slander! That was a wonderful remark, Sebastian. Huh? Really? Of course there's a basis. During the case 18 years ago, Prosecutor Manfred von Kammer fabricated information regarding the body. That was because the body of the sculptor Isaac Dover had been stolen.
Papa fabricated information about the body? What do you mean?
Detective Laser, who handled the initial investigation, reported that the body had gone missing. However, in order to deceive Prosecutor von Kammer, there is a person who purposely did not report to him that the body had disappeared.
What?
What did you say? That person would not forgive those who defied him, nor would he allow others to hold power. He would use any means necessary in order to bend others to his will. And then, also 18 years ago, Director Young was ordered by a certain individual to write a fake autopsy report. Dr. Young was the one who wrote the autopsy report for the IS-7 incident?
Please wait, Granny didn't do anything wrong. She was ordered by that person. She had no choice but to obey.
That person was the chief prosecutor at the time. The chief prosecutor, 18 years ago. You don't mean the chief prosecutor who gave Papa his first penalty? It was none other than you, Blaze the Best. What are you saying? Pops would never do something like that.
Mach endlich deine Augen auf.
Sebastian, we do not need your opinion right now. Blaze the Best, do you have a rebuttal? Fabricating stuff about the bunny from Karma did all that on his own, you know? Falsifying the autopsy reports, Young, would you actually do something like that? Man, you really did some terrible things behind my back, you know? Seeing as how all the parties concerned are here today, we should ask them directly.
Please wait! Granny is— Ouch! Granny, I'm sorry. I knew. That's why I— Yep, because if I didn't, he said he would expose you. If I didn't assist in the crime, Granny would be prosecuted. That's what that man, the conductor, told me.
So, Miss Jensen was being threatened. Was the conductor who threatened you Blaze the Best?
That— I don't know. The person who threatened me was the auction conductor. They do have similar physics, but I never saw the person's face.
Any trial thing is fine. Give us a characteristic that could be a clue.
That's right. The conductor's mask. It exposed just a tiny part of his face. There was a tattoo here. I'm sure of it.
Ein Tattoo im Gesicht? Okay. A tattoo, you say?
Objection.
I really have no idea what you're talking about, you know? Nun ja. Jetzt sieht man hier gerade nichts, aber das Tattoo kann halt durch die vielen Haare verdeckt sein. Das geht ja. As you can see, there are clearly no tattoos on my face, you see? So that person doesn't match me at all, you know? The person who threatened her, the so-called conductor. I wonder who it is, you know? You haven't incurred the wrath of the goddess of law. I suggest you watch what you say. Hasn't he incurred your own wrath rather than the wrath of the goddess? Jill Crane had been pursuing you just as I have. And I will not let her death be in vain. Crane was, you know, you say she was pursuing me? I didn't really know her that well, you know. I don't mind girls chasing after me, you know, but I don't recall her ever falling for me, you see. You didn't know the victim well. That is a testimony we haven't heard up until now. Before the eyes of the goddess of law, you shall give us an official testimony. I see. Everyone is bullying me. If you're gonna go that far, that's fine, you see. I'll just have to make you disappear. Every last one of you! Prosecutor Edgeworth, I shall cooperate with you as well. If we let this opportunity slip by, I doubt we will ever get him to stand in court again. Please do not let this chance go to waste. Yes. I promise I will live up to your expectations. Now then, Blaze the Best, you shall testify regarding the victim. Mega krass, dass sie jetzt uns hilft. Frau? Wahnsinn! Wahnsinn, Justine! Na gut, jetzt muss ich erstmal wieder meine Stimme ölen. Egal ob positiv oder negativ, Wertung mehr gern gesehen, das war's mal. Wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. Sehr geil!